Hi, and welcome to the October forecast, October 2019. After a wonderful September, a time of transformation, October is going to teach us a few lessons. Oh, the joy. Planetary, if you can find a bunker and hide there perhaps for the next few weeks, that would be ideal. A lot of us will be going through transformations as far as a little bit stickier. So if you perhaps cruise through September thinking, oh yeah, and then October is going to teach you that there is no such thing as an oh yeah, and personal growth is very important to you right now. So interesting times ahead. Now I do want to pull some cards. And I'm using a couple of different decks here today because I just want to get a really good overview of what we can expect. I know that some of the planets will conjunct, obviously, and also there'll be some cross-examination under Capricorn, which is always a fun time for everybody when there is work to be done. So we'll have a good look at that and see what else is coming up for us. So for the group for October 2019, we can look forward to our emotions being tested. Now, emotions being tested could be something as simple as little mood swings, people testing us, poking the bear, not being happy with outcomes, not being happy with environment, predominantly anything that sort of triggers us in any way whatsoever. Now, September being a lovely time for transformation and change, October applying a little bit more pressure to us so we understand what the planet means by personal growth, basically. So we can look forward to being a little bit more sensitive during the month of October. So when people are poking you and prodding you and expecting perhaps unrealistic expectations of you, it's okay to put your boundaries in place. Try to let those comments bounce off you. Try not to get too caught into it. When somebody being a nightmare towards you, say, that's right, it's October, and October is the month of uncomfortable transformation. So if you sail through September, as I mentioned, you may not necessarily sail through October. Let's have a look at our next part for what we can expect as far as things coming in for us. I'm going to call in a crystal as well. Now that the days are getting longer, if you're affected by daylight saving, like we are here in New South Wales, you will love it because I love it. Give me all that extra time in the afternoon. Okay, quiet contemplation. So not only are we getting tested on an emotional level for the month of October, we're also reminded that reflection is a good thing. So when I was talking about before, when someone poking you and prodding you and you going, oh, that's right, it's October, it's just October, it's just the energy that's in the world at the moment, I'm just going to leave that, walk away. Pick your battles, okay? Not every battle needs to be won or even entered into for that matter. So it's about cutting through the mental instability of the mental clarity that you need, decisions that need to be made. If you can put them off for a little bit longer, please do. Because you may make a decision based on emotion and not necessarily based on logic, which I would highly recommend that you do for the month of October. And take yourself away, grab a cup of tea, think about things before moving forward. If you want to do something as crazy as start a new job, please check where Mercury is. Please check where Mercury is in your natal chart or your relocated chart. If you need a hand with that, let the Spiritual Events Directory know and they will hook you up with an astrologer, such as myself or one of the other lovely people that we have in our group offering that service. And just check it out and see what aspects are towards your chart and how that looks for you as an individual. When Mercury goes into retrograde, everyone goes nuts. It doesn't necessarily affect everybody because of the placements and how they're aspected to your in particular set of circumstances. Let's have a look at the next set, which is the Oracle, what we can do about it. We can focus. Great. So what we're going to do is focus inwardly. We're going to look at ourselves, okay? So September, we may have been changing things around our environment, transformational, tiny little shifts around things. October is going to be focused, put back on ourselves. Hibernation sabbaticals, if you've ever listened to anything that I teach or I encourage, it will be hibernation sabbaticals. You know exactly what I'm talking about. This is the time to do it. Don't tread carefully, but tread smartly, okay? Don't just go into battle in the month of October for the pure hell of it. Hello, Pot, this is Kettle. I will always love to have a good argument, so October will be a great month for me to blow off steam, move things forward, but I also have 7 cardinal points in my astrology chart, so I'm very action orientated and I don't like sitting still. So this month will be extremely painful, but awesome fun as well. So you can look forward to that. If you do the time for the month of October on yourself and you do focus and you let things roll off you like water off a duck's back, and you take the time to reflect upon your behaviors of other people around you, you really look honestly and objectively at who you are and what you've got in your life, you will be able to grow on a spiritual level. Okay, so total honesty with yourselves and with each other, with the people around you, with your environment is what's required here. Now, that doesn't mean that you tell porcupines and your nose grows every other month of the year, okay? It just means that sometimes when we're looking at our personal growth or our spiritual growth, sometimes we can be a little bit over or underestimating of our capacity and our capabilities. A great example of this is when you say to someone, you know, he's no good for you or she's no good for you. And they go, I know. So knowing and doing are opposite ends of the spectrum, okay? So October will all be about you understanding, looking at things objectively and not being the I know, being the I understand this. What else do I need to know? Is there something else I need to know? Is this for me to learn right now, or can I park it till a different time? So they're all the things that question all the way through October, and you'll come out smelling productive, but like beautiful flowers, because you would have sustained that growth. You would have, instead of fighting the planets, okay, and fighting what's going on around you and having a really long October, okay, you can go with the flow a little bit more and just choose the things that you're going to ignore, choose the things that you're going to invest your time and your efforts into, and then pursue those and don't really give in to anything else. Just want to have another look at a couple more things. Oh, okay. Sense of pride may be tested this month as well. Just had the Leo card pop out. It's really important that you back yourself. Now, there's a difference between being proud, okay, which can be unreceptive to constructive criticism, good feedback, not so good feedback, but delivered in a good manner. And then there's also the self-belief as well. So there's a balance there that needs to be achieved here. If someone says to you, you're too loud, and you think to yourself, am I really loud? And then you start reflecting, well, this is the only person that's ever said I'm too loud. This is the only person that even thought that I'm too loud and said something to my face. Am I really too loud, or am I just too loud for this person or for this situation or for this time? So a sense of pride was for you to retort, up yours, I'm not bloody loud, too bad, so sad. That's your pride. Your self-expression, your self-understanding, your self-awareness will be all those questions I just related to. So, am I really too loud? Is this person just really quiet and my personality is a little bit too much for them to handle? Or alternatively, is this the only person on the face of the universe that ever had the balls to tell you that you speak at 95 decibels and you're way too bloody loud? Self-reflection is a brilliant thing to do. So with the emotion card, making sure that you take it in, but don't take it personally. And then you got the reflection card. Is this something that I need to work on? Does this ring true for me? Separate your pride out from your self-belief system, okay? Really understand what's ego and healthy ego and restrictive ego, okay? And it is restrictive ego. It's not an unhealthy ego or poor ego or egotistical. It's a restrictive ego, because if you hold yourself in that place, you won't be able to grow. And then focus on what you need to do to move through that. So October sounds like a really cool month, and considering I slid out of September, scraped my knee, stubbed my toe, had my hair in a mess, I am just bring it on October, let me tell you. There could be some feelings of a bit of stubbornness, okay, a bit of unwillingness to let things go. A bit of Taurus energy coming into play here. If you are a Taurus, it could be something specifically for you in this. Let go of some of the inflexibilities, perhaps, the fixed style that you may have normally. Now, this is a sun sign in isolation, okay? So it's the stereotypical traits of Taurus only. It's not looking at your aspects, or by no means am I saying all Taurus are like this, okay? But Taurus as a stereotypical can be a little bit inflexible, a little bit, I'm not doing it, I just want to stay in my own paddock and don't mind what everybody else is doing, but I'm staying right here. If you take the Taurus energy approach to October, you may find that any trials and tribulations that you have could spill over into November and perhaps even for the rest of the summer period if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. We're kind of setting up ourselves for that whole season, okay? So we have seasons and cycles in life. Everything that's powerful in life, it works in a cycle, and our seasons work in a cycle. So we don't really want to set ourselves up for this new cycle of summer or winter if you're in the Northern Hemisphere by being stubborn and being inflexible in our approach. So let's have a little look. We'll go around the circle again, seeing as though we're talking about everything being powerful in circles. The donut has a very powerful pull. Oh, look at that. Okay. I just want to get a backup card for this one because it's the 9 of Pentacles and I do not read the book. So how I'm going to interpret this, if you go to your books, you have them, and you pull out the meaning of 9 of Pentacles and you go, oh my God, she's on crack. It's not going to be the same meaning because I talk to spirit. I don't talk to interpretations by other people in books. Right. If you are thinking about a change of career for the month of October, really think about why you want that change of career. Think about, is this the right time? Am I doing it for the right reason? Am I doing it because I'm sick of this shit around me and I just want to get out? Or am I doing it because I really have reached the furthest I can go? I've achieved all my lessons in this workplace, in this style, in this career, in this industry, and it's time for me to move on. Going back to that Leo, going back to that Taurus energy that's playing with us in October. Don't be too proud. Don't be too inflexible. Think about these things. You know, is it just a passing moment? Are we being a bit too sensitive to what's going on around us? Are we picking the right battles? When we do that, we'll be able to propel ourselves forward. There are changes coming up in careers for you. So whether you'll be getting new jobs or new promotions, an opportunity to change what you're doing or how you perceive your job, that is coming up in the next few months anyway, so keep an eye out for the next group forecast. But for the time being, make sure that you're leaving this job for the right reasons. If you don't like the crap that goes on around the water filter, maybe go to the Coke machine instead, just for a little while. Just have a good think about what's going on. If it really is a toxic environment, and it's full of narcissists, and you're not in a position to clean up that culture or contribute towards cleaning up the culture, then by all means, have a good objective look to what's going on around you and then perhaps look for something else. Got one to go and then we'll do the crystal reading. Now the crystal reading, I will cheat and use the book because my sun sign is Libra. I have a mutual reception of Saturn Leo. However, I like pretty stuff. So all of my crystals are confusionite because I'm confused over what the hell they are. That's why I keep the book. It is the only book that you will ever find in my house that's related to tarot or oracle. All right. What are we doing here? We are being divinely guided. Okay, now we got this card on the last cycle. And this is a full deck of cards. So it's not like a little 12 deck of oracles or 14 cards or anything like that. We actually got this exact card just before as well. So this is about being divinely guided to what's going on. So it's about, I suppose, what I want to say is it's kind of like we're here for the human experience, to embrace the human experience, but at the same time, don't get caught up in the human shit. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. life is too short to be stressed, okay? And October is going to chuck some stresses at us. We've got a lot of planetary action going on. We've got the change of seasons. We've got heaps going on, okay? It's just heaps. So the best way to forward for that is to just let go a little bit and relax into what's happening. Let the flow of things control us. Let the flow of things just take over for a little while. As long as you're safe, happy, and the people that you love are safe and happy and healthy, then I don't see any reason why we couldn't just try a little bit different for the month of October and relax. I was not very relaxed in the last few days when my internet hated me. I was very stressed. So that's October, playing with me already. Okay, you've got a Nirvana quartz. I'm not even going to pretend what that is. Oops, there's a bit of sunlight there. Let's turn around this way. So it's nothing pretty to look at unless you like the clear quartz and that style of thing. Number 60. Ooh. Now 6 is all about responsibility, creativity, self-protection. So I'm referring to numerology now. So 6s are always a lovely number. About family as well and how we view family. So you might need to rely on your family to help you through the month of October, or you might need to ditch your family through the month of October so they don't add to your stresses, whatever that may be. Now this is really interesting because Nirvana quartz was left behind the receding glaciers in the Himalayas. It has been revealed now to assist in stepping off the karmic wheel and bringing light and bliss consciousness into human awareness to reach enlightenment. So being divinely guided. Okay, for many lifetimes, you have been working with your karma, consequences of what your actions set in motion or what you have failed to do. That time is now past. Okay, so September is about transformations. There is no need for restitution and certainly no punishment nor guilt. Let those go so that you can recognize the full potential of your being, receiving a download of cosmic light that transforms your being. Take it on the chin, rise above it. I think the expression I used before was, you're here for the human experience, but don't get too involved in the human bullshit. I love it when the cards back up what I'm saying. That's a little confirmation from myself. It's time to step off the karmic round and allow the karma of grace to manifest in your life. Open yourself to receive enlightenment. Recognize this as a new beginning and a fresh energy. And it is. We clear away the dead wood and we work out objectively and calmly what we need to shift in our lives, how we need to focus on ourselves, how we need to interact with others. Things start breaking off that don't need to be with us anymore, and then we can allow the new things to come in. If things look murky or experiencing traumatic times and soul challenges, relax and wait for the situation to resolve. Well, hallelujah, brothers and sisters, and do not push against the river, go with the flow. That is exactly right. It's exactly right. And the timing is Pisces. Now, the timing being Pisces, don't worry so much, but Pisces energy is an emotional energy, okay? So it's a nice, it's a very, very emotional. They got a little bit of, by the very nature of harmonics in astrology, Pisces being the 12th zodiac, they actually have a little bit of everything in them, okay? So they have the harmonics or the melody leading up to it, and they have a little bit of residual from everybody, like every other star sign does as well. Pisces have this beautiful blend. They can be a little bit more on the emotional side and the stereotypical or some sign in isolation. The fact that this is coming up as a Pisces time says to me that it will be an emotional time for you for October. But don't take it personally, okay? If it's something that you need to work on it. If it's something that can wait, write it in your journal and make it wait. If it's something that you're being a bit dramatic about or you're being moody about, or it's just pissing you off or making you feel like you're out of control, you have no control, or life is just not what you're picturing it to be right now, take up a team sport, do something a little bit different, take yourself off to the movies if you don't usually go to the movies, step outside your comfort zone, distract yourself with a new interest, with a new once off. It doesn't really matter what you do. just de-stress, do something different, shock your subconscious, break the tape, get off the robot and just do something different. So don't get too caught in the October trying energy, okay, because November will be here before we know it. And November will have a whole new list of wonderful things that we can bring into our lives and use that energy to our best advantage. So with that, thank you very much for your time. All the best for October, and I will see you again in November. Bye for now.